the people that live here are the Gwich'in people, and they're just amazing and inviting and welcoming. And yeah, you show up and they just give you food. Good morning, everybody, from Eagle Plains in the Yukon. It's a lovely morning. Not too many mosquitoes because it's a little bit breezy, so that's good. We've been staying in the Eagle Plains campground, which is behind me, just a parking lot. There's a hotel here and you can get gas, and I already filled up the tank, and I filled up my water tank here. Let me show you where we are. This is Alaska. This is the Yukon. This is the Northwest Territories. We are on the Dempster Highway, which leads to the Arctic Ocean, right kind of at the halfway point at Eagle Plains. And today we're going to go up to just about Fort McPherson. At Fort McPherson, there's the first of two ferries that you need to use to cross the Peel and the MacKenzie River. And I don't know how long they're going to take. I don't know if there's going to be a long line. So I want to get to those earlier in the day and have all day to do those crossings. Just in case it takes a long time, because every once in a while, from what I understand, there can be a little backup at the ferries, depending on what's going on that day. So we're going to just before them so that tomorrow morning we'll be ready to hit the ferries kind of in the morning. We will be entering the Northwest Territories today, which is very exciting. And here and here are the two ferry crossings, and we're gonna camp kind of right there-ish. Despite me having the thermosol on, the mosquitoes have come back out and they found me. So, yeah, loading up. And I apparently let some mosquitoes in. I'll smack them if I see them. I think it's time to hit the road. Aurora har. Look at this burn area, just filled with fireweed. This is the first burn area I've seen that is really just packed with fireweed. Must be a somewhat recent burn. So pretty. Fireweed is the first thing to regrow after a forest fire. It eventually gets crowded out by other species, but soon after a burn, the fireweed can be pretty incredible. So this is pretty interesting, and probably someplace you don't want to stop on a highway. They have sections of the highway that function as emergency landing strips for aircraft. And they widen those sections and make sure that they're reasonably smooth for emergency aircraft landing. Of course, it's raining again. They've got the windsock and whatever those little orange markers are for aircraft. This is the smoothest section of the road we've had so far. It's kind of nice to drive on. This must be the burn area that closed the road near Eagle Plains. This is a really fresh forest fire area. Really fresh. And yeah, it came right up to the road. Although it doesn't look like it jumped the road. At least from my perspective down here. There's a bird sitting right in the middle of the road. Let's see if I can go around him. Or her. Hello, little birdie. It kind of sauntered out of the road as I went by. It wasn't in any hurry. Made it to the Arctic Circle again. And there's a lovely view from here. I already crossed the Arctic Circle going up the Dalton. And just at Eagle Plains, the Arctic Circle's there too. But this road is kind of crooked, and so it passes the Arctic Circle again. But from now on out, until we reach the Arctic Ocean, we will be within the Arctic Circle. And it's cool. It's a neat place to be. The sun does not set. It just makes this lazy circle in the sky. I have been seeing these white fluffy things all along the side of the road, and I can finally found a place to stop where they're somewhat close to the road. And I don't know what these are. I mean, they were obviously a flower that went to seed, but I don't know. Do you guys know? Back to the car, because I have awoken the mosquitoes. That's the risk every time you step out of the car. Welcome to the Northwest Territories. This is awesome. Yeah, it's cool. 415K to the Arctic Ocean. I have no idea what that mountain is, but it's stunning. Trees are becoming much more scarce. I love this change in the flora and the topography. Well, this is a campsite with some pretty incredible views. I hope we don't get a thunderstorm and lightning. There is the sound of a diesel generator that is powering that radio tower, but I think it's worth it. And I think that's where we're going tomorrow. Little tiny line you can see out there, I believe, is our first river, the Peel River. This'll do. And it's a little breezy, so I think that'll keep the mosquitoes at bay for the moment anyway. What are mosquitoes doing up here anyway? I mean, there are some, but there's nothing for them to eat up here. I mean, there's a few ground squirrels and maybe a couple birds. There's no big bodies of water. Why are mosquitoes at the top of a mountain? What do we have in here? What else? Carrots are good. My lettuce is wilting. I was going to actually make some food, but I'm not going to hang out here and battle the mosquitoes. I'm just not up to battling mosquitoes today. So I'm going to have some pita and hummus and snacky type things and call that good for dinner. And we'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It's a little foggy out today. It's a good thing I actually took a look at the view yesterday because, yeah, I'm in a cloud right now. It's very damp and cold. but there's no mosquitoes. We had a view here yesterday. You could see down this beautiful valley. But yeah, there's no view here this morning. I'm gonna make some coffee and some oatmeal real quick, and then I'm jumping back in the Jeep and we're gonna head down out of this cloud, hopefully. It's kind of harsh, but it's beautiful. Ugh. Ugh. I can't get my top off of my coffee mug. Ugh. I'll save that for later. I don't have any of my little coffee packets left, so I'm gonna make real coffee, but I don't have to grind it. I'm rushing, getting ready a little bit, because I think the second the clouds clear, the mosquitoes are gonna come back out. Getting coffee, getting breakfast, getting my face washed and all that, teeth brushed and all that stuff is gonna happen super fast. Oh, light. Oh my goodness. There it goes. Struggles in the morning. Lots of cream. Almost at the end, might as well. Pretty sure this is going to be more cream than coffee, but nothing wrong with that. Oatmeal was absolutely the right choice for this morning. Just look around. Warms you up a bit. I think it's time to get off this misty mountain. I got all buckled in before I realized I probably don't need my hood and my coat. Keeping my hat though, because I'm not all warmed up yet, but the full coat was probably a little much for in the car. I should probably have some of this first. I haven't actually drunk any of my coffee. Coffee flavored cream, really. Fortunately, there's plenty of visibility to see the road. We've made it back to the highway, and it's still pretty foggy down here, so I don't think we're gonna see much on the way to the ferries, but that's where we're headed, to the ferries that cross the Peel and MacKenzie Rivers. I'll let you know if we end up seeing anything. I'll turn the cameras back on if the view is anything but fog. The road is very slick from the rain, and I'm just gonna go real slow. We'll just take it slow till we get to the ferries. The fog is lifting a little bit because I can at least see the tops of the hills in front of me. I don't know if I'll actually be able to see anything at all, but I'm kind of a sucker for a viewpoint. And this is the Gwich'in Territorial Viewpoint. I thoroughly apologize that I cannot pronounce the names well of the native peoples here. We do have to walk through a little bit of shrubbery to get to the viewpoint. A mosquito just buzzed my head. Walking faster. I think some of the little bits of white you can see out there are the Peel River. So that's But what I can sort of see in the distance is the Peel River and the McKenzie River Delta, which is a big area. But yeah, the mosquitoes are swarming. So running back to the car. At least 3 of them got in the car with me, and I've gotten those 3. Oh, but there's another one. 4 of them. Ha. Got him, but I hear another one. 5. The Jeep is littered with mosquito carcasses. There's a lot of water on both sides of the road. I imagine this was a little bit challenging to build the road through here, and why we have ferries over the river portion, because yeah, it would be a challenge. I'm not sure this road would support a bridge right here. I mean, I'm not an engineer, but it seems to me that with all the water that I see around, that it might be a very expensive challenge to put at least a standard bridge in this area. We have reached the first ferry crossing, and it looks like I might have had good timing, because somebody's getting off of the ferry and it's on my side, and I'm the only one. I think I'm going to be the only one on this ferry to go across. Nobody behind me, nobody in front of me. I think it's just me. And it looks like there's one car waiting on the other side. That's the Peel River. They wasted no time in taking off. They started taking off before I even stopped the car. These are such interesting ferry crossings because the ferries don't have a dock. They just basically run into the shore. Apparently I chose the right day to do that ferry. There's one more ferry coming up. We will see if I chose the right day for that one too, because I have definitely heard of people having multiple hours wait time for the ferry, either because there's just, for whatever reason, a lot of people traveling that day, or because there's an issue and like the water level rose or the water level really dropped, and they have big delays between when they can run the ferry. So good luck on that one. Gonna fill up the tank, because you should fill up the tank whenever you have the opportunity. I don't strictly speaking need gas. I have a little over half a tank, but I'm filling up the tank. Is that number 2? That is number 3. $1.88 per liter. It's a little pricey, but to be expected. And this is actually pretty cool. Where you get your gas is these above ground gas tanks, because they don't want to bury them in the permafrost. They could. There's plenty of equipment that can dig through that, but you don't want to melt the permafrost. And in fact, the road itself is built 6 feet above the permafrost to protect it. I'm turning off the highway, one of the very few places you can turn off the highway, at Fort McPherson, because I hear tell they've got groceries here. course, knowing they've got groceries here and actually finding the grocery store are two totally different things. But it's a pretty small town, so I think if I just wander around a bit, I should be able to find the grocery. And here we go. Here's a grocery store. I did consult my maps and I did pass the grocery store, so we're gonna turn around because this is kind of the end of the town apparently. But look at this beautiful little graveyard. Oh, some of these are very new. I really like graveyards. You're probably going to see a lot of graveyards if you continue to watch my videos. The sign said drive at your own risk when wet, and the road is a little wet. So we're driving at our own risk to come see the Peel River. Everybody's got their boats moored up. I don't have a motorboat, nor do I have a Northwest Territories fishing license yet. But what a nice, peaceful little spot. On the Dempster Highway, Fort McPherson is the first real sign of human life after hours of gravel, boreal forest, and tundra. And there, down by the river, I stumbled upon this amazing fish camp. That's the smokehouse behind me, and I tried to poke my head in there, but it's very smoky. How beautiful and iridescent the scales are of that fish. The people that live here are the Gwich'in people, and they're just amazing and inviting and welcoming. And yeah, you show up and they just give you food. Sharing is part of the culture and tradition of the Gwich'in people. The women of the village prepare fresh whitefish fillets in cast iron alongside fry bread and potatoes, feeding anyone who happens by. Oh my goodness, that's coffee here too. That's amazing. This is fish guts.
Fish guts. Best stuff for you.
And what's the grain in there?
Fish egg.
Oh, it's fish eggs. Oh, it's not a grain.
It's caviar.
All right, I'm about to try that. I'm eating fish guts now, which they cooked on their outside fire, and I totally thought that was some kind of grain on there, but that is caviar. It is fish eggs. Just randomly stopped and met this couple that have been traveling with their friend's ashes, and they asked permission of the local people to spread his ashes, and everybody joined in for a little ceremony to lay their friend Scott to rest in the Peel River, and that was pretty amazing.
And we release him to the waters and the nature. Bye, Scott. Bye, Scott. Bye, Scott. Enjoy the heavens. Yeah. Beautiful. Our beautiful Peel River.
The local people built this fish camp in order to help mainly their kids with addiction and adults with addiction and recovery issues. And it's amazing, and I just got like 3 hugs. I've never experienced anything quite like that. These people here, with no expectation of anything in return, welcomed us into what is essentially their home and fed us their traditional foods and had a ceremony for some of the travelers who had lost a friend, and had a ceremony for putting his ashes into the river. And it's just amazing. It's getting late and I want to get across the next ferry. So and then find a place to camp. I don't know where that's going to be, but I need to boogie. I was planning to go to the grocery store here, but I got distracted by fish camp, and I can hold out till I get to Inuvik. So I'm gonna hold out till we get to Inuvik, and we are going to say goodbye for now to McPherson and fish camp. I do have to say that the roads are still slick as snot with all the water. I'm driving with four-wheel drive on right now because otherwise you kind of slide a bit, and the shoulders are very soft. We are finally coming up on the second ferry, and as soon as we get across the ferry, I'm going to start looking for places to camp for tonight. I'm pretty sure the back of the Jeep looks like the back of these cars in front of me. I haven't taken a look yet, but driving through the wet roads kind of coats your car in the mud. We have pretty good timing, it looks, for the ferry. It is headed over to this side of the river, and the McKenzie River is pretty impressive. It's a big river. Looks much bigger. The Peel was a good sized river, and this looks much bigger. I don't have a front row view. My view is of a truck in front of me. We got loaded up pretty quick, and we are underway. There were 3 big trucks that cut off first, and they had to squeak by this big motorhome in front of me. I checked out a few wild camping spots along the way, but they were all very mosquito-y and on bodies of water. And this one, which is an established campground, is up on a bluff. So I'm hoping with a little breeze, it won't be so mosquito-y. That's the hope. This is definitely an improvement in terms of mosquitoes. All right, guys, I've got the Jeep all set up for the night, and I am ready to call it a night. This has been a good day, though, and I want to thank all of you for coming along with me. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button, like, comment. It costs nothing, and it really does help. We'll see you down the road.